watching the Crypto Market Update with your host, Chris Marshall. Your home for the latest crypto news, reviews, and updates that can be found around the block. If this is your first time here, then we would like to thank you for watching. If you enjoy the show, please like, subscribe, and share with anyone that you believe needs this type of content in their life. Just a reminder, anything discussed on this show is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. With that out of the way, let's get on with the show.
It's Crypto Market Update, where we take a look at the events that have happened throughout the last week and the effect that they have had on the crypto market. I'm your host, Chris Marshall, and yes, I'd like to thank you all for stopping by and saying hello. Our show today has two sponsors over here. First up, we got Customerify.io, the easiest way to collect user feedback. Go check them out at www.customerify.io. There you can easily set up your account, quickly create a campaign, and really easily integrate it right into existing websites, email marketing plans through MailChimp, stuff like that. Our other sponsor today is OTech, Ocala's Blockchain, Crypto and Technology Innovation Council. This coming Tuesday, they have a tech talk. It's kind of like a TED talk, but it's over some sort of tech innovation, future technology, something like that. If you are in Ocala and into technology, you should go check them out at www.facebook.com/Ocala Tech Council. There you can get connected with them and find out about all their events and all that good jazz. With that out of the way, let's move on to today's stories. First up, we're going to head on over to CoinMarketCap. We're going to take a look at the current market. We're approaching 20,000 cryptos on CoinMarketCap. The market cap of the entire industry today is sitting at $1.216 trillion with a 24-hour volume. It's actually lower than we've seen in the last few weeks. $64 billion today. Bitcoin's dominant, sitting at 46.3 with ETH at 17.4. So it looks like Bitcoin's coming up a little bit. ETH is going down just a little. ETH gas sitting at 67 way. All right. Let's take a look at some of the top coins. Some of them are slightly up for the week. Overall for the day, slightly down with a few exceptions. Cardano's up a good amount for the week. Still coming down on a Friday though. AVAX not doing too bad on the week. There was a couple other ones near, not too bad. Stellar Lumen is a good one today. Up today and up on the week overall. Monero and some other privacy coins are up. Things like Chainlink are up. Just look at these prices. Less than $7 for a Chainlink. Like, these prices are just insane. And I wish I had just tons of money to be throwing at all this stuff right now. I mean, this some really good prices here. Polkadot down under $10 now. Just absolutely incredible. Some of these prices that we're seeing on this stuff. So, yeah, overall for the week, it looks like we're mostly going to, be positive. Oh, Waves was the big one that I was thinking of. Up over 100% for the week. Check that out. Doing pretty good. All right, let's move on to the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. If you're not familiar with the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, investors will sometimes use it as a indicator of when a good time to sell or when a good time to buy may be. The general consensus is that when the market is overall in extreme fear like we are currently, that may be a good time to get back into it. And then when the market is overall greedy, that may be a good time to sell. So take that as you will. Today we're sitting at a 10. Yesterday we were at a 13. Last week we were at a 12. And last month overall at a 21. So quite deep into fear territory. Let's take a look at the chart. We're going to start on the weekly chart on our Bitcoin. And as you can see, this is the some of the theory that we're currently looking at now is we had this simple like a 1, 2, 3 pattern, we're going to call it, and in which we formed a bearish flag. And if we were to trace that bearish flag, we should have hit $12,000, and this would have been back back in May to June to July time, 2021. We formed this pattern. And instead of completing the pattern, we ended up just holding this $28,000 support level. And then we came back up for our all-time high in November. And as we fell, and then over the next few months, up until this most recent crash, about the end of March, we formed yet another bearish flag pattern. And now what we're seeing is we are holding this $28,000 level after we've broken out of the flag, and instead of falling to where we should fall according to the bearish flag pattern, which would be that $12,000 again, we are holding at this $28,000. So very interesting. A couple other things to note on this weekly time frame is, one, the RSI for the first time in quite a while is really close to 30. So we're at 33-ish. Last week we were at a RSI of 33.5. This week we're at like a 33.7. We'll see what it actually closes at. And the last time that happened was back in March of 2020. Let's see what happened in March of 2020. You can see that was when we started to really climb. So the market had fell from its recent time high. It fell 73%, reaching that RSI of about 33, and then it started its massive run up. Now, what I wonder is, how much have we fallen since our all-time high? About 60 to 65%, so fairly close. We've fallen pretty close to where we were before, to a similar situation back in 2020. And now I can actually see the bottom of that canvas. We've fallen about 63%. And now we're back in the same RSI territory. So it just makes you wonder, could we be at the bottom? Could we be seeing a climb out? What's interesting is people are theorizing that because of inflation and stuff, that this all-time high actually is kind of like a false indicator. Because if you take into the account the amount of inflation that the US dollar had on it, this Bitcoin at, what was this at? Just under 70,000, at $69,000 back in November 2021 was actually worth less than the Bitcoin at 65,000 back in April of 2021. And so while it looks like we had an all-time high, but if you factor in inflation, it was actually a lower high. And so if we go back to over here, back into December 17 and into June of 19, we had these two highs. We had a low that came down and flirted with the same level here and here. And then hit the RSI, hit 30, and we started to see it climb up. Now we're seeing something similar. We had a high, came down and flirted with a certain level, came back up, had another high, came back down, flirted with the same level, and we're at a RSI of 30. So is this an indicator that we are at the bottom? Maybe, maybe not. Just very interesting. It's something we should be aware of. Let's move into the daily time frame now. We will leave this chart. Instead, we're going to move on over to this other Bitcoin chart here. And I got too many lines on here, so we're going to clean this up real fast. Let's go ahead and delete some of this stuff out of here. What is talking about? So first off, let's talk about this line right here. You notice, since we started climbing, we came down and we hit the support line now for the third time. And you can see this really well over on the Ethereum chart. So move over here real fast. So in the Ethereum chart, we've come down and we've touched this line 3 times now, as it has acted as support. So very interesting there. Each time after we've touched, we've had a good little run up. And now if you see, we are forming some resistance here with this line. So as part of what I'm looking for, one of the things that I was looking for was us to break above that line, and we did on Bitcoin, but we haven't yet on Ethereum. And the next thing that I'm kind of watching for is us to continue holding this $28,000 line, but then eventually reach, maybe about early August, we're going to reach this top line here. We need to break above this line. So I think by the beginning of August, August 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, somewhere around in there, first to second week of August, we're going to see either a break above this line, this trend line, or we're going to see us break below this $28,000 level support area, in which case we're going to continue falling. So very interesting stuff. These are the things that I'm looking for and watching out for. I don't know if we're going to continue going down farther, but I also don't know if we're going to recover anytime soon. So that's where I'm at currently, and the things that I'm looking for. So this was definitely a good indicator that, you know, for at least a little while we're safe. And it's nice that we've seen it bounce off of this line here twice now. Basically, it came up, broke above it, came back down, touched it, went around with it, and touched it. We're almost there again. So that's very interesting to see. Let's move on to the stories. First off, so earlier this week on the 1st, we had the Salona Network actually suffered an outage, which is quite crazy. The network halted globally, and that was due to basically what happened was kind of like what happened to Ethereum earlier, I believe it was last week. Ethereum network kind of had the where two different nodes solved, you know, basically for the same answer, and it caused a mini fork in the chain until they eventually corrected about 9 blocks later. Solana had something similar happen, but instead of it coming up with the same answer, they had two different nodes actually solve it but come up with different results. And so that kind of broke the network. Instead of forking it, it actually broke it. And so they were down for a few hours, about 7 hours, before they could restart it. And so apparently a surge of transactions caused the last outage. So very interesting that they went down and their price did get hit because of that. Let's move on to our next story. So Terra 2.0 has come out. Let me know if you got your airdrop. If you were holding anything, let me know if you got your airdrop. So they launched, and not everybody is happy with it, basically. So yeah, their vote passed with about a 65% approval, and then I think it's funny that about 13 people were like, hell no. And 21% of people were like, I'm just not going to worry about it. You know, whatever happens, happens. So very interesting about the approval odds. And then there's one little thing I want to show down here that I thought was quite funny. Ash with Wall Street Bets posted, lost $300,000 in Luna, got an airdrop to $59. Thanks you, Duquan and team. Thought that was quite humorous. So let me know how you're doing if you were holding Luna. The price of this Luna 2, the current Luna now, has not been doing too great. We'll see how it kind of goes, see what it looks like on Monday morning. All right, next story. So regulators going after the Winklevoss twins over their futures contract. And so they have issued a suit. They have filed a suit against Gemini Trust Company. The commission alleges that Gemini misrepresented key details in its exchange and futures contracts and meetings with regulators in 2017. The commission is calling for civil monetary penalties and an order blocking Gemini and its affiliates from trading commodities or soliciting investments. So that sucks for them, but you know, they're after everyone today. So yeah, watch your children, watch your wives, watch your babies. They're out here suing everyone. So, all right. last story of the day. New York just passed a bill cracking down on Bitcoin mining. So it's basically like a blanket ban on proof of work crypto mining operations within New York. And what I'm wondering is this going to be something like we saw in China where they banned it all, but now they're all back up and, they actually have more hash power now than they did when they issued this last ban. So I'm pretty interested to see how this kind of plays out, if it's real or what. Obviously it is a real bill and they have passed it, but is it going to play out like they think? Or is it going to have any real effect at all in the market? But other than that, that is it for today's show. I want to thank you all for stopping by and watching and learning. Let me know what you thought of the show. Let me know what you think I could do better. And before you go, if you would, just like and follow the page. It helps me get this content out to the people who need to see it. I'm not one of the streamers who's going to be on every single day, giving you every single little update. It's too much information. Your weekly news should be like your portfolio checking. Don't look at it every single day. Watch it. Maybe open it up once a week during this type of market. If you're the hodler, just open up like once a week. Other than that, just kind of let it sit and do its own thing. So that's kind of what my news channel is like. I get you the pre-week goodies and then the post-week goodies instead of every single day. You got to watch an hour, So not everybody needs that much crypto content. So if you're one of those people, please like and follow the page. Hit that bell to be notified when I go live or put a new video out. Other than that, I got nothing for you, so I will see you all around the crypto sphere. Until Monday morning, this is Chris signing off.